6 AM. We stayed up late last night, umming and ahhing whether to make this passage or not. We would have to leave early and motor a little bit to pick up the northerly winds out of the bay. Then we had bigger waves with shorter periods coming and a few gust warnings. Maybe we would dip into a contingency port. Maybe we would keep going. We can cross that bridge later. Seems like the most beautiful sunrise is coming once this darkness lifts. Can't wait. We're Becca and Zach, a couple who recently, after years of dreaming, bought ourselves a beautiful 40-foot Colvic Victor sailboat. Life is short and the world is wide, and there are so many lessons to be learned. Laughs shared, people met, adventures had, and nautical miles to be sailed. And this is our way of sharing it all with you. Welcome to the Tay-Lee.
Bloody doing it!
10 AM. The wind picked up a little and we could finally hoist the sails. It's the best feeling once the drum of the engine stops. Plus we're going downwind, so Tay-Lee is extra happy. Sun's out. Getting some energy on our panel. That cracking is not beautiful. 12 PM. We have this. We totally have this. 40 nautical miles down, 32 to go. So the wind's definitely picked up and so has the sea state, just as we expected. Zach is currently hand steering. But yeah, it's good. We're flying along. We hit 8 knots or something. So yeah, hooning along, and actually I think we're coming in about 2 hours earlier than we thought. So yeah, speed does have benefits. We've taken a reef in our Genoa and our main though, and we're just monitoring it. If it picks up more, we'll take another reef, but right now it's manageable and we have about 22 miles to go, so we're really making good progress. We just went past our last contingency port. The wind is the same, but I feel now we are venturing to the unknown, which is so silly in many ways considering land is right next to us.
When we start this loop on repeat, hear my chest, how it beats when you put your hands on me. Time goes fast but yet so slow. I leave all thoughts, yeah, I let them go, 'cause I'm here with you.
That was a lot. The winds were picking up to 26 knots and 2-metre waves near the entrance of the place we're at. And it was on the forecast, but I decided to push myself out my comfort zone. Zach was happy to go on. I'm making no sense. Essentially today, we checked this morning and last night and loads of times throughout the day, and we knew the winds were picking up to 26 knots. And Zach was happy to go and I wasn't, so we decided not to go. But then I thought, you know what, the wind seems to be lower than it is forecasted anyway, so let's keep going and have a lot of contingencies. And we went past the last contingency. Zach said to me, look, do you want to go in? And I was like, no, I'm feeling confident and fine, and like, we've got this. And the waves weren't too big and the gusts weren't too bad, and we'd reefed our Genoa and our main. So we were fine, and we were going along at really nice speed, and we really wanted to get to this place because it's a lot further along the coast to Carino, which means our next few sails are going to be a lot less. So we really wanted to come here. However, it was all going swimmingly until we came to the entrance of this place, quite near, but like a mile away still. Went to start the engine wouldn't start, the engine batteries were flat for some reason, I don't know why, I need to figure that out tomorrow. So we had to start with our domestic, which was fine, and then the whisker pole started doing something funny when Zach was getting it down, so we kept sailing. We almost sailed past the place and we were going with the waves had picked up and the gusts had picked up. Zach managed to finally get the whisker pole down. So I frantically start furling the Genoa, and I didn't realise it was like tangled up and stuff. So anyway, then we realised that and have to unfurl it all again. We then furl it again, and we're like way past the entrance, closer to land, and then Zach says, right, turn head to wind now. The waves have really picked up, and it was, oh God, it was really scary. I like couldn't helm standing up, I had to sit down, because I was just being chucked around so much. And in that moment you just want to click your fingers and just pause, and you just can't. But it was all going so well. I was so proud we made it here, because I feel like we really turned a corner in the fact that we looked at the weather a lot and we analysed all the numbers meticulously, and we're like, actually what we're feeling, like numbers can only go so far, but what we're feeling on our faces right now isn't this, so let's just keep going and feel the wind as if people have done it years ago, and if it's too much we take reefs, and if it's too much then we go into a port. So proud that like we trusted our ability and did that to the last minute. It was just really hard. Hello, good morning. This morning we actually left Ribadeo, something like that. We left there and we only arrived there last night, and we went into the office this morning to pay, and the lady said, oh no, you've just arrived last night, go take a shower and you don't have to pay. So we literally got the keys to the showers and took a lovely hot shower, and then left, and we didn't have to pay, which was just so nice. It's exactly what we needed, especially after last night.
It's crazy how much a shower, meal and good night's sleep can improve your outlook. The next few days we're heading as far south as we could before some big weather rolled in next week.
Zach has made some breakfast, which is, well, second breakfast, so we've already had breakfast. We've got some egg and tomato and barbecue sauce baguettes because we're living the dream. Cheers. Oh yeah. Sailing fuel.
The north coast of Spain doesn't have too many sheltered anchorages, so we wanted to be tucked up nicely on the west coast before the storm comes next week. So today we head the 40 nautical miles along the rugged coast to Carino. Nice boat.
Really nice boat.
It's a British boat over there.
Who are overtaking us right now.
Yeah. I mean, we could be going a little bit faster, but
fuel is expensive.
Fuel is expensive.
Well, there we go. So it's now about 5 PM and we are just rounding the corner of the right tip of Spain. I'm pretty sure looking at the charts that it's the northernmost part of Spain. I may be wrong, but yeah, there's a rocky shore here. Oh, yeah, there's a DSC. Gotta get that. So we pulled up in our anchorage, and we're the only boat in the anchorage, except there are so many fishermen out all around us. So I guess someone's got a fish finder, and yeah, everyone's flocked to this area. We really should get the rod down, but we're absolutely pooped. We wish so much we could stay a few more nights because it's just absolutely beautiful here. But you know, south calls. However, the sun is just... Have you seen this sunset, Zach?
Wow.
It's so beautiful. Zach's just making katsu. We're having a little curry tonight. But yeah, it was just lovely, and can't believe we're the only boat here in such a beautiful place. We could literally swim to the beach. It's a long sand beach. Oh, I feel so happy right now. So the sky outside is literally the best sunset we've ever had on Tay-Lee. It's actually incredible. I keep going out there and just looking around and then seeing all the fishermen around us and thinking, okay, let's get back inside. Honestly, it's amazing. The only thing that's affecting the whole ambience and beautifulness of the situation is our coaxial cable going. The fishermen must be like, I came out here to escape and to have some peace and quiet, and I've got this annoying boat that's turned up and just dung, dung, dung. Oh well, we live with it, so can they. Oh, it's freezing today. Yeah, it's free. feels good. Nice one. That was really like pain-free, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice when no one else is around. It's just past 8 in the morning and we have left Carino and we're heading on a bit of an ambitious trip today. We're actually heading down all the way down the coast to Muxia. It's about 75 nautical miles away. We were originally going to go to Carino, but there's a lot of bad weather coming in next week and we just need to make progress south, and we don't want to be stuck in somewhere in a marina basically for all the bad weather, and we want to head to the Rias for the bad weather, so there's lots of little anchorages and loads of protected places to be. So we've got to just make a bit of a trek south, which means we're probably going to get in about between 1 and 2 AM, so it's a bit of a long day and most of it's under motor again because there's not much wind, but I mean, you've got to do what you've got to do.
There's a small French boat next to us. It's probably about 25 foot maybe. His boat's also very similar to ours. It's got a very similar pilot house, which is it's pretty unusual for a boat that size to have like a nice like pilot house, but the window's almost identical to ours.
So I found a life hack when you're sailing. If you're cold, put a hot water bottle down your sets and do your coat up. Firstly, no one will know, and secondly, it keeps you so toasty. It's amazing. Around lunchtime we came across what we think must have been a bait ball, as loads of seabirds and dolphins were circling around. How cool is that?
I can see like 5 like there. Oh, I got one leaping.
It was one of our favourite moments while sailing yet. We then went past Carino and admired the built-up city from a distance. But with 40 nautical miles still to Muxia, we had to keep going. The time's now 7:30 and we're just about to go into some very angry looking weather, as you can see. Woo. But yeah, it's nice that we're sailing a bit more.
7 knots.
Nice. We're about to go through the gap in the island and a helicopter just flew from out at sea to our boat and hovered in circles by our boat and rung us on the VHF, and he said change to a channel, and we changed to the channel and we didn't hear anything, and then he flew off, which kind of like freaked us out a little bit. I don't know if many of you have seen quite a few videos ago, probably like a year and a half ago, we were on our day skippers and a helicopter came out in the UK and asked to land on our boat, so that was kind of a deja vu moment. But as the winds are picking up, that's a bit of an intense situation, but yeah, he seems to have gone now, so that was all a bit funny. But we suddenly had this real fear that there was a massive system coming in, so we were just checking all our weather. What have we missed? But no, it doesn't seem like we've missed anything. So yeah, a bit bizarre, but I don't know. Spooky. It is a bit spooky. It's a bit wet out there. But we're making good way, so that's positive news. Well, we might have to furl our genoas out.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
But yeah, it's a bit surreal out here. I was filled with anxiety when I saw like the fog and rain come in, especially after we've just gone through that really narrow section, but actually now it's clearing. Some dolphins came out and it all seems okay. It's 1 AM. We've heard that noise since 8 this morning. So we made it in last night and I think it was about 1 AM when we got in. It was a bit of a late night, but not too bad. It's working. That currently is creating a little siphon from these jugs out there to the tank down there. He's sucking the hose. So we ran out of our top water tank. We've still got our bottom one, but we're trying to kind of cycle through the jugs so that the water doesn't go all stagnant. Nice. Nice one. It's really windy and we're wanting to pick up anchor and move a bit closer in so we're a bit more protected.
Okay, you good?
Yeah?
Let's tuck in there
gusty, so it does die down. We're held. Yeah, okay, I'll click back and you let some out, okay? Yeah? I'm gonna set an alarm. So it's now the next day and just having a coffee. I washed my hair and had a shower, so I feel like a new person. But it's so windy out there right now. We are in a protected anchorage, but we're still obviously feeling a bit of wind. But we've got 5-to-1 chain out, so we've got enough chain out and our anchor's holding really well, which is nice. But yesterday we left where we were, which was Carino, and we went, I think it was 89 miles around the coast, all the way down to where we are now, which is, it's pretty much Muxia. It's just on the top coast of Muxia, but it was a long way. We left at 8 AM and got in here about, I think it was about 1 AM, and it was all fine. We were motoring quite a lot. Got some gusts coming through the island of Malpassia. We went through there and kind of got hit by a squall. There was a lot of rain and big winds picked up, and we were a bit surprised by that, and the visibility got quite bad, and yeah, it got dark. Lots of dolphins came out to play, which was nice, but we had to anchor, and we haven't anchored in the dark before. It was really hard to pick out the boats from the anchor lights, so we kind of just hung back and we went on the other coast, and it was less windy last night, so it was okay. We woke up this morning and realised that we actually weren't that sheltered where we are, so we picked up anchor and moved over here. Oh, there's a dolphin! Oh my gosh, in the bay, a dolphin just came up near the boat. Look, over there. They're far away now. We're in about 5 metres of water and there's dolphins hopping around. It's so strange. But no, it was a good trip. And what did you think of the trip, Zach?
Yeah, it was nice. It'd be nice if we didn't have to motor as much of it as we did, but it's good we're all the way down here now, and it's a bit of a slog, wasn't it?
It was a slog.
At points.
17 hours. But we made it, and we're really happy to be here. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're off. Bye, Tay-Lee. It's a bit choppy.
Yeah, it's a little bit, isn't it?
We've just tied up the dinghy and it's really sheltered here, but out there it's so windy, and it's quite an experience leaving Tay-Lee, or as the Spanish know Tay-Lee as Teaugukug. It's a bit worrying leaving Teaugukug when it's so windy, but we have paid for a remote anchor alarm. We've got a cool little setup with that, so it's really nice. We'll get notifications if the boat moves at all. So yeah, we're just going into town now. It's like a ghost town. Where is everyone?
It looks like a Spanish version of like some Cornwall town, like St. Ives or something like that.
It does. We just saw Mads and Ava in a restaurant, and we're going to meet up with them later, which is really nice because we haven't seen them in like a month since in the Helford. So yeah, that's really nice. It's nice to see some familiar faces in such a small Spanish town. So we just got back to the boat and we're a little bit windswept, but we had a look around town. We actually went for some food, which was lovely. And then we came back and we noticed a few boats over in the anchorage, and it was the one from Mayflower. It had anchored opposite when we were taking the dinghy there and going for a dip, and we couldn't believe that we were seeing this specific boat because it was just incredible. So anyway, we whizzed over in the dinghy to it, and they came outside and they invited us in for a glass of wine, and we just probably spent an hour having a look around their boat and talking to them about where they're going and their boat, and what a cool experience. We said that if we cross paths again, we're gonna do a little segment on the channel, because it's a junk rig boat, and it was a big project, and he's done a lot to it, but it's just the coolest boat. Really cool to be on such a different design boat. I think it was 38 foot or 36 foot, but it was wide, 4.1 meters, so super wide, and they've got a spiral staircase, and yeah, really cool boat. They crossed the bay a few weeks ago, and it's just a really surreal feeling seeing a boat that you saw in Plymouth here, especially looking like that, which is, yeah, beautiful. And at the end of the windy, stormy day, Zach got a haircut. Like, I mean, I do it, but I don't really know what I'm doing. And we had the most amazing double rainbow.
Woo-wee, that's double rainbow. Woo!
I think if sailing your home around on the ocean has taught us anything, it is to take the rough with the smooth. Till next time.